Now, I think yesterday we talked about the structures. Today we are going to continue just to revise you with the structures which we studied before. We talked about the preposition followed by, gerund. We said that prepositions can be followed by nouns, pronouns, or gerunds. And here we have some examples that we talk about. I apologize to Alison. Here, Alison is what? Is a noun. I apologize to her. So here we have a prepositions followed by a noun and a pronoun. Also, we said, prepositions must be followed by a gerund. If there is a verb, must be, added what? ing form to act as a noun. Some verbs are usually followed by certain prepositions, like, the examples here. Apologize for, look forward to, think of, dream of, succeed in, etc. This is the first point that we discussed yesterday. Also, we talked about, the conjunctions although, even though, and in spite of. We said that these expressions or phrases have the same meaning. Although, even though, and in spite of have similar meanings. But, the difference is in use. Although and even though must be followed by what? A subject and a verb. But in spite of must be followed by a noun or a gerund. Look at the examples here. Although it rained, you realize that here we use a subject and a verb. And as we said before, they give what? A contrast. If there is contrast, we use although, even though. They have the same use and the same meaning. Even though I was tired, I couldn't sleep. Here we have a subject and a verb. In spite of must be followed by a noun. Look here. In spite of the traffic, I arrived on time. Must be also followed by a gerund, being. He went to school in spite of being sick. So this is the second rule that we discussed. The third one, we talked about the conjunctions of time, as soon as and when. We said that these two conjunctions must be followed by, let us say, simple present, not future, even they talk about the future. I'll tell you as soon as I know. Look here, know is simple present. I'll call you when I arrive. And so on. And I think we talked a lot of examples. Also, we talked about so when it is, followed by an adjective with these words. Many comes with the plural, much comes with uncountable noun, few, little, to express a result or a degree. Here we have what? Examples. Look at the example. The noise was so loud. Here after so we have an adjective. So here we have the result, that we could hardly hear ourselves talk. There were so many cars that we couldn't find a place to park. Okay, now we are going to move to the exercises. Look at your books. Exercise A, talking about although and in spite of. Complete the sentences with although or in spite of, and be careful with the sentences. Number 1, Nurdin.
Can you solve?
Okay.
Nurdin.
مدرسة EF English.
Her busy schedule might always remembers her friend events.
What do you
In
think?
spite of.
In spite of. Good. In spite of her busy schedule. Why? Because here we have a noun. Busy schedule is adjective and a noun. In spite of her busy schedule, Maya always remember her friend's events. Number 2, Dia.
Although Steve had all the right qualifications, he wasn't chosen for the job.
Good.
Although
Although Steve had all the right qualifications, he wasn't chosen for the job. Here we chose although because we have a subject and a verb. Good.
Can I do three, Mister?
يلا عبد الله
Yeah,
فهدي.
yeah. Our team lost the game, although we played much better than the other team.
Good. Here we use although because here we have what?
No,
Subject and a
subject.
verb.
Yeah.
Our team lost the game, although
Can I?
we played much better than the other team. Good.
Can I solve?
Can I start the next one?
يلا أنور.
Okay. We had a really good time at the beach, in spite of the
Good.
cloudy weather. In
We
spite
had
of.
a really good time at the beach in spite of the cloudy weather. Here we have what? We have a noun,
Yeah,
an adjective and a noun. Okay, next. Ali
Can I?
Muhammad Shurman. Number
Although she
5.
has a Russian last name, she was actually born in Canada.
Good. Thank you. We use here although because here we have a subject and a verb. Although must be followed by a subject and a verb. Thank you very much. Okay, now quickly write, the answers and move to the second exercise B.
Teacher, I have a question, please.
Yes, Nurdin.
What is the difference between all thought and even thought?
Nothing. There is no any difference between them. They are the same. They have the same meaning and the same use. Now here instead of although we can use what, yeah, Noor? Even
Even
though. Yes, they have the same meaning, the same use. But the difference is between although, even though, with, in
until
spite of. Thank you.
okay. Thank you, teacher.
Okay, let's move to the next exercise if you finished.
Can I solve?
Here we have a paragraph about the telegraph system. We are going, to fill in the blanks with the correct form to complete the paragraph. Look at the title, the telegraph system. Who wants to
Mister,
start?
from my
Adnan?
mind. Okay.
Can I?
Can I,
Yes.
Mister?
Adnan,
Okay.
start.
The telegraph system. In 1830, an American, Joseph Henry, demonstrated the potential of William Sturgeon's invention, the electromagnet, for long-distance communication. Although it was Samuel Morse who was able to invent a telegraph system that was practical and commercially feasible.
Are you sure? Here you realize that we have what? One clause. If there are two clauses, maybe we use although. Here just we have what? One sentence. What do you think?
Uh,
But
yeah, but it was Samuel Morse who was
yes,
able.
but it was Samuel Morse who was able
Yeah.
to invent a telegraph system that was a practical, and commercially feasible. Thank you.
Can I
What
do
about
two?
the next?
Can I?
Let me choose Dia.
Mm.
Yes, Dia.
Okay. During
Then Hamza.
1935,
Okay,
Morse
after Dia, Hamza. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
During 1935, Morse was a professor of art and design at New York University. During.
Good. Good. During 1935, Morris was a professor of arts and design at New York University. Good. During. But be careful to write capitals, okay? Because here we start with new sentence. During here must be written in a capital. Hamza Sabah.
Yes, teacher. The system was received rather indifferently in 1838. Although
Be careful. Here we have
It's
a
in
noun.
spite of.
In spite of. Very good.
okay, I didn't
In
Yeah.
see
spite
that.
of.
Yes, no.
Good. Thank you. In spite of an impressive, public demonstration. Thank you. In spite of. Now, what about the next, number 4? Ahmed Al-Hurani, are you here?
Yes, Mr. I'm here.
Okay.
Although Morse and his associates were eager to set up an experimental line, funding was not approved until a few years later.
Good, thank you very much. Although Morris and his associates were eager to set up an experimental line, funding was not approved until a few years later. Good. Although, but to also here we have to start with what? A capital. Okay? Start with a capital. Who wants to continue with number 5? Let me see the hands. Yes, Anwar.
Okay.
Can I, Mr. Anwar?
Anwar, yes.
So although Congress approved the funding of $30,000, the construction of a line started between Washington and Baltimore. Or as soon as.
Good. As soon as Congress
yes.
approved. Continue. Congress approved
the funding of $30,000. The construction of a line started between Washington and Baltimore.
Good. Good. Then here we have as soon as. Thank you very much, Anwar. Okay. Who wants to read the last paragraph?
Can I?
Morris. We need new faces. يلا عدنان.
Number 6. Okay. Samuel Morse and his associates managed to raise private funds and extended their line to Philadelphia and New York. Telegraph companies started functioning in different parts of the United States. Because of this, Western Union soon joined, dispatching telegraphs by train. Eventually, telegraph systems were set up all over the world. It was the beginning of a new era in communication.
Good. So here we have what? Because. Also, you have to start with a capital letter. Because of this, Western Union soon joined dispatching telegraphs by train. Eventually, telegraph systems were set up all over the world. It was the beginning of a new era in communication. Now, who wants to read the whole paragraph? Let me choose. Let me choose. Muhammad Abdul Rahim, are you here? Ibrahim Mansour, where are you?
Yes, Mr. I'm here.
Ibrahim?
Yes, Mr.
Ready to read?
Yes.
Okay, read the first paragraph, please.
A minute, Mr. Right?
The telegraph system. Yazan Mosalli, are you here?
Yes.
Back to you, Ibrahim Mansour, okay? يلا Yazan.
I read it all.
Yes, read the paragraph here. The telegraph system.
The telegraph system. In 1830, an American, Joseph Henry, demonstrated the potential of William Sturgeon's invention, the electromagnet for long-distance communication. But it was Samuel Morse who was able to invent a telegraph system that was practical and commercially feasible during 1935.
Thank you. That's enough. That's enough. Who wants to continue with the second paragraph? During.
Can I continue?
Let me choose Dia. Dia, are you here, Dia?
Yes.
Okay, please continue the second paragraph.
During 1935, Morse was a professor of arts and design at New York University when he approved that signals could be transmitted by wire. The system was received rather indifferently in 1838, in spite of an impressive public demonstration.
Good, thank you. Zain, are you here, Zain?
Yes, I'm here. Do I read 4?
Would you please continue? Yes, with number 4, yes. Although Morris,
Although Morris and his associates were eager to set up an experimental line, funding was not approved until a few years later. So as soon as Congress approved the funding of 30,000, the construction of a line started between Washington and Baltimore.
good, thank you very much. Khalid, let me choose Talal or
Mister, I can continue now.
Talal al-Nafi, are you here? Assaf. Assaf, are you here?
Yes, Mr.
Assaf here?
Yes, Mr.
Read the last paragraph, please. Samuel Morris here.
Samuel Morse and his associates managed to raise private funds and extended their line to Philadelphia and New York. Telegraph companies started functioning in different parts of the United States. Because of this, Western Union soon joined, dispatching telegraphs by train. Eventually, telegraph systems were set up all over the world. It was the beginning of the new era in communication.
Good, thank you very much. Okay, now let's move to the next exercise. Exercise C. If you remember when we talk about so, followed by, an adjective or with much, many, few, to give what? To give a result or a degree. Now here we have to match the two parts of the sentences about,
Can I do one?
Can I solve the first one?
Can I?
1 minute, please. Yes.
Can
Who wants
I?
to share?
Can I?
I can do it, teacher.
Abdullah Fad.
There was so much traffic on the road. It's B. It's look hours to get
Good.
to the beach.
Good. Here we can match, the first one with B. There was so much traffic on the road that it took hours to get to the beach. Good. So we put B here. Number
Can I
two.
answer too? Can I
Can I
answer?
answer? Can I answer?
Khalid Bilal.
Yes, Mister. The picnic spot was so crowded, we weren't able to find a good place to sit.
Good. The picnic spot was so crowded that we weren't, this is the result, okay, that we weren't able to find a good place to sit. Ibrahim al-Mansour?
Number 3, the water was
Number
so
3, yes.
the water was so cold we weren't able to swim.
Good. The water was so cold that we weren't able to swim. Thank you very much. Shurman?
There were so many mosquitoes. If the children were bitten all over.
Good. There were so many mosquitoes that, the children were bitten all over. No, thank you.
Can I
Number
answer?
5. Nurdin, يلا يا Nurdin.
The beach was so noisy, I got a headache.
Good. The beach was so noisy that I got a headache. D. Good. What about the next? Ahmed Harani.
Yes, Mister.
Yes, the last, please.
We were all so tired. We were all so tired in the evening. We went straight to bed.
Good. We were all so tired in the evening. Okay. That we went straight to bed. C. Good. Yes. Thank you very much. Now move to the next exercise, please.
I do one.
Exercise C. D, sorry. Now here just we want to complete the sentences about yourself. Okay. Here we have different answers, I think. Look at the example. Who can read the example?
Can I read?
Yes, read. Ah,
Anyone can read?
the first one. Read the example.
Okay.
Here.
I am thinking of studying in a foreign country.
Good. I'm thinking of studying in a foreign country. You realize here that most of the words here end with what? With a preposition. So we cannot use what? A verb without ing. We cannot use, a verb with ing. You can use what? A noun or a gerund. So this is a gerund. All of the, verbs must take what ing form to become what a gerund. Who can do the first one? Again, here we have different answers. Yeah.
Okay. I am interested in buying a new car.
Good. I'm interested in, buying a new car. I'm interested in, visiting you, studying abroad, etc. We have a lot of, answers. Number two.
Can I?
Yes.
Abdullah.
Yeah.
I'm excited about driving my dad's car.
Good. I'm excited about, driving a new car, buying a new car, etc. Going away on vacation. So here we have samples, okay? Next, Ibrahim. Yeah, Ibrahim.
I'm thinking of learning Spanish.
Good. I'm thinking of learning Spanish. Good. Very good. Thank you. Look at the example here. Studying engineering. Thank you. Let me choose.
Can I do it?
Yeah. Ahmed Al-Horani.
Yes. Yes,
Number
Mr.
4.
I'm looking forward to meet my best friend.
Good. I'm looking forward to meeting my friends, مثلا. Going to your graduation ceremony, etc. Hamza Bakar, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Would you please do the next? I'm not used to.
I'm not used to study in an
at night. Good.
Yes, at night.
I'm not used to studying. Okay,
Studying.
here we have to add
not used to
ing form.
studying.
Okay, good. I'm not used to studying at night. Good. I'm not used to speaking in public. Okay, here we have
Mr. I have a question.
what?
I have a question.
Yes.
How we put ing after to?
Yes.
I feel
good. If there is no or is or are, if it is, I used to, we put speak, but I am used to must take ing form. This is a rule, okay? Here we have to use ing form. If there is what? Be used to. If there is used to, he is used to, I am used to, they are used to. We have to put ing form. But if there is no am, we put speak. I used to speak in public. Okay? I used to sleep early. I am not used to sleeping early. Okay? Thank you for this question. Who wants to continue with the number 6?
Can I?
Yes. Adnan.
Okay. I'm tired of sleeping early.
Good. I'm tired of sleeping early. I'm tired of doing homework early. Next. Anwar. Right.
Sorry, Mr. I had a problem in the mic.
Okay, يلا يا Anwar.
Okay, I apologize to my friend for being late.
Good. I apologize to my friend for being late. Good, very good. For arriving late. Number 8. Zain.
Number 8.
Yes, read it.
I'm not capable of sleeping early.
Good. I'm not capable of waking up early in the morning. Next. I am used to.
Can I?
Dia.
Can I?
Yes, here we have to put
Yes.
ing form.
I am used to studying at morning.
Good. I am used to studying in the morning. Good. I am used to drinking coffee in the morning. Good. I'm used to going to bed late at night. Good. The last one, Khalid Bilal.
Yes, mister.
Okay, try to do the last.
I decided against removing. I decided against removing PCs from the IT room.
Good. I decided against going to the beach today. Thank you very much. Okay, let's stop here. Then we will continue, inshallah, tomorrow. Thank you very much. Any questions?
ما في